Praise you, Yahweh. Welcome to Torah Lessons, September 30th, 2019. I am Yaakov, Yudei Yisrael. First, I want to apologize for the delay of this lesson. We were supposed to have this last week, but in any event, we will carry on with the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, beginning with Law 22, to learn the Torah. Law 22, to learn the Torah. Deuteronomy 6 and 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou rise up. To learn the Torah. That's dealing with everybody. We will flip a Rooney here. As you see, to learn the Torah. Deuteronomy 6 and 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou rise up. All right. To teach the Torah. Okay, specifically, this is talking about the children. Your children are willing to learn. Children, they ask questions. They're very inquisitive, and they want somebody to teach them. And when you're taking in this information and you're learning the Torah, your children are supposed to learn it too. You're supposed to talk about it all the time. My son definitely knows. He knows the Sabbath. He knows some of the laws. He's 9 years old. The other day, one of the teachers asked him, when is your birthday? And he told her, man, we don't celebrate birthdays. So when was you born? How old are you? But right there, he'll let them know we don't do pagan holidays and any other the laws that he can remember. He's just 9 years old. Only been in this truth for a few years. So I'm teaching him, there's times that he'll remind me, Dad, the Sabbath is coming up. Make sure you get everything we need so we don't have to kindle no fire. So we don't have to cook any hot foods. So sometimes he's up on the information, and he's trying to square me away. So you're supposed to teach your kids to learn the Torah, teach them diligently to them. And once they start at a young age, then they'll be able to progress. It'll be easier for them to learn when they get older. So Law 23, to honor those who teach and know the Torah. Leviticus 19 and 32. Thou shalt rise up before thee, gray-headed, and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy God. I am the Lord. Leviticus 19 and 32. Thou shalt rise up before the gray-headed, and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy God. I am the Lord. See? Let's go ahead and hit this one up in the scripture. And Leviticus, I'll turn to it. Leviticus 19 and 32. All right, Leviticus 19 and 32. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, means gray head, and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy God. I am the Lord. Say in Numbers 19 and 32. So basically, elders in the community, we're supposed to honor them, and they're the ones supposed to be teaching this Torah. Now, obviously, this was during the time when Israel had a nation established, but at the same time, we're supposed to adhere to the people that know what they're talking about. The way it was set up is that the elders are supposed to be the teachers. But during the days that we live as we're scattered, pretty much any wise person can teach the Torah. It's just during that time, because we were doing what we were supposed to do as a people, it was natural that the elders were the ones leading that charge. So, really self-explanatory there. Law 24, not to turn to idols. Leviticus 19:4. Turn ye not unto idols. Not to turn to idols. Leviticus 19:4. Turn ye not unto idols. Law 24. Not to turn to idols. Leviticus 19:4. Turn ye not unto idols. Turn that down. So we're going to actually go to Leviticus 19:4. Into our King James Bible. Leviticus 19:4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourself molten gods. I am the Lord your God. I mean, that's one we know already in the Hebrew Israelite community. I hope. That's one we know. Turn not to idols. And like I said, idols are not just religious gods that you worship now. These days, like I touched on before, an idol can be, your favorite celebrity, music, sports. Turn not to idols, because whatever that is you turn it to, that's turning you away from the Most High. I mean, that's one you really don't want to do. That's what got our ancestors in trouble. Disobeying the Sabbath and turning to other gods, turning to the heathen gods. Once you come into this truth, matter of fact, I give you, not a story, I give you my, what I think about that. Now, everybody knows Farrakhan, the leader of the Nation of Islam.
What are you talking to?
And he believes that we are the children of Israel. He believes we are the children of Israel. So if you believe that we are the chosen Jews of the Bible, then you should be worshiping the right God. You should be worshiping the Most High, not Allah. So you can't serve two masters. You don't want to turn to an idol, because Abraham, which is the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as well as the Israelite and the Ishmaelites, there was no such thing as Allah there. I don't want to hurt anybody's feeling, but this is a God that was created after the fact. This is not the God of Abraham. And a little later down the road, I'm going to get into that, what the Bible actually says, that Abraham was a Hebrew. So it's in the Bible. So turn not unto idols. So there's one God. It is the one God, Yudewave. Depending on your sector of Hebrew Israelites, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Ahia, Shah, that's fine. I gave my personal story about that. But we know who the Most High is, the God of Israel, in other words. So turn not to idols. Law 25, not to follow the whims of your heart or what your eyes may see. Numbers 15:39. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you used to go whoring. It's very important. Law number 25, not to follow the whims of your heart or what your eyes may see. Numbers 15:39. And that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go whoring. Now, obviously, men were leading the community, Salakia, and most of these laws are geared towards the man, but of course, going whoring. These days, we're dealing with a society where men and women on certain levels, you can't tell one from the other as far as what they want. So eyes going whoring, meaning that you're looking to whore around, sleep around. Doesn't matter what your gender is. Not to follow the whims of your heart. Follow the commandments. Because the whims of your heart is going to lead to sin. So we all know that. But, all right. We run along. Law 26. Not to blaspheme or show a lack of reverence to the Most High. Okay. Exodus 22 and 28. So this is also in your Strong's. Exodus 22 and 28. You must not blaspheme the Most High. Not to blaspheme or show lack of reverence to the Most High. Not to blaspheme. So in other words, you're not worshiping the Most High with something that's totally out of his commandments. You are not to blaspheme the name of the Most High. I remember a lot of times coming up in the Christian church, we may get mad at something that happens in our life, and we call ourselves lashing out at the Most High, lashing out at God, cursing God. A lot of us has done it before, but just won't admit it. We done got mad at God before. You don't want to blaspheme him. Do not disrespect his name. Do not disrespect him. Not understanding in your ways. You have to understand in the ways of the Most High. Speaking negative just because you can't get something you want right away when you don't even know how he's working for your benefit. Don't blaspheme him. Don't show that's a lack of reverence. Always have the ultimate respect for the Creator, the God of Israel, the Lord of hosts. Touched on this a little bit before. Law 27, not to worship idols. Not to worship idols. Exodus 20 and 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. Any likeness of anything in heaven, earth, or the ocean, nor serve them. Law 27, not to worship idols. Exodus 20 and 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. Any likeness of anything in heaven, earth, or the ocean, not to serve them. Law number 27. Not to worship idols. Not to worship idols. Exodus 20 and 5. And I'm going to touch on that one a lot. Exodus 20 and 5. Not to worship idols. Not to worship idols. So basically when it says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. Any likeness in heaven, earth, or the ocean. You have a certain individual. You go to church, and I've seen churches with the pyramid. Did you see on the dollar bill? I've seen churches. You have Roman Catholicism, Roman Catholics. They worship the Virgin Mary. You might as well say there's statues up everywhere. No, you're not supposed to create any statue and likeness in heaven, earth, pyramids, anything. You're not supposed to create them and bow down. Now that's the thing. For example, the way they do in Mecca, where they bow down and they kiss the giant stone. You're not to bow down and worship anything of stone, anything of materialistic likeness that's been created by man. You're not supposed to do that. It's paganism and idol worship. All you need is to repent, pray, obey the Sabbath, read the Bible, turn to the Most High with all your heart, all your soul, and all your might. That's what you should do. Be careful about worshiping things and putting things up in an image. Likeness of the ocean, the space, the stars, all of that. And that's what people do. All right, Law 29, not to make an idol for yourself. Same thing. Law 29, not to make an idol for yourself. Basically, that's just what I touched on. Not to make an idol for yourself. thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Exodus 20 and 4. Exodus 20 and 4. Let's go there right quick. Exodus 20 and 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down to them, nor serve them. Pretty self-explanatory. Now the next one, I'm gonna touch on and get into it real quick. Not to make an idol for others, Law 30. Not to make an idol for others. Leviticus 19 and 4. Turn ye not unto idols. Once again the same. Now, you know you're held accountable when you have these individuals at these mega churches and these pagan religions that's making idols for others. It's the same. The same rule applies. If you have a congregation and you have a church, and then you're making idols for other people, or leading them astray. Basically, what I'm saying. I mean, you're going to be held accountable for that. It's even worse than you'll be for yourself, because you're making idols and you're creating a paganistic mindset for other people as well. So you have people that are following this idolatry, and you're not supposed to be trying to turn others onto it. But for example, somebody turning to witchcraft, turning to worshiping of idols, and then once they start doing it, then you try to get somebody else to do it. Nah, the Most High is not having that. That's bad. That's just as worse. So you're going to be held accountable for you turning to idols, and you're going to be held accountable for turning somebody else to an idol, or to idol worship, so forth and so on. So, yeah, we just covered Law 22 to 30. I hope you guys have been edified. You know, if any of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my 74 subscribers got anything out of it, that was the mission and that was the purpose. You know, I never really say like, share, comment, but you guys do all of that. You know, whatever you want to do, you want to share, pass the information on. In a few of my videos back, I also left some links about people who teach the Torah as well, who teach the law, statute, and commandments. This is something we all should get into. Because it says, what is the duty of man? It's to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. So, like I said, if you guys have any comments, suggestions, I'll just run them through on the video. This is Yaakov, Yoda Israel. Shalom, peace, and I'm out.